Hey everybody, I'm gonna stream a little Game of Thrones for you today. Um, Trying out a Martell Wolf deck. Looks like I'm playing against Lanni Wolf. So we're both gonna have some wards flying around. This is a fairly heavy board clearing deck. I originally built Martell Wolf with Luke Wortley from White Book Podcast, so you can check out that article on their website. But this has been tweaked and modified a fair bit since then based on some testing and some feedback. I'm going to mulligan that first hand because it looked awful. This is a little bit better. Looks like I can go there. Yeah, I don't see anything better, so we'll do that. And he's got a 4-card setup as well, which is pretty scary out of Lannister. Okay, that's not too awful. Those are all first snowable targets. I'm running First Snow, Wildfire, and March. This is a pretty reset board clearing heavy deck, so we'll see if I can make that happen. I'll zoom in a little bit, not that far though. Alright, first plots. I've got 3 tourney grounds in this deck, along with 3 copies each of Tyr's Vengeance and Put to the Sword. So like I said, really aggressive deck, trying to just wipe out his board as fast as possible. I'm tempted to go with First Snow here, because I'll be able to afford the Knights of the Sun and the tourney ground, which can then pay for tiers. So that looks like a decent idea, a little bit risky. What are my other options here? Pretty much building orders, trading, or calling. Really want to get that Bran off the board. So yeah, let's just do this and see how this goes. Go big or go home. Alright, so his naval misses, and he's in trouble now. Because he's going to have very little gold and nothing on the board. I don't think you can afford to do naval in that situation when you're so susceptible to first snow like that. And he's even made me first player, which means I'm going to get to do a military challenge before him. So I'm gonna just play my guys and pass. I really do not like this Sansa right now in this environment. She just gets wrecked by first snow. I think if you're going to ban her to the wolf, you're doing it for Eddard, Ward, Bran, Rickon, and the reducers. I don't like that Sansa. That 4-card setup is, looks pretty tempting for him to keep. 4 cards, all 8 gold. But I mean, without Tyrion or Tywin, I mean, depending what else he had on his hand, I would consider mulliganing that. So he currently has nothing on the board, which I guess sets me up for March next turn, and he can potentially ambush in a burned men or something here after I attack. And I guess I can't even use Nymeria since he literally doesn't have any characters. We're both at reserve 6. So I guess I just do no challenges here. I'll surely get marched next turn, but I'll be up a Nymeria. And if he is gonna march me, I don't know why he would have even done that here. See, now I have one tough choice here. I can definitely afford to lose 1 tiers. Do I want to lose a second tiers though? Kind of thinking maybe I get rid of Hota since I don't have Ariane yet. Let's do that. He had to discard 4, I think, so he's still choosing. Alright, let's see what he's done. Sansa, Littlefinger, Eddard, and Bran. Discarding Bran is really going to bite him in the ass here. Alright, unless he's got another one, I suppose. So now what do I go for? Definitely not marched, or close call. Kind of feeling the building orders here to go get a Gaston. Or a ward, either way. Alright, so let's see who's going to play first. Yeah, I'm probably looking at a Vengeance for Elia this turn. Doesn't really matter which we do first here. There's no way I'm marching Nymeria. Alright, so ideally I wanted Gaston there, or Ward. I'd find neither. So it looks like we'll go with Blood Orange Grove, or perhaps the Tourney Grounds. Not ideal there, but could be worse. Plus any card is always nice. And of course I draw another Blood Orange Grove immediately. So let's count some money here. Throw that guy into play. Some Claim Soak. And we'll do this check. Let's see here. I think there's a chance I do trading next turn. But if I get his board clear, I really don't want to let him back in. I am a tad bit worried about a milk on Nymeria, so I think I'm going to take the Rattleshirts Raiders. And especially since he's bannered to Wolf, I may need that to get rid of a ward. Alright, so let's see, I've got 4 gold left. Could just play Bran, or I could just play the Raiders. Then I don't have the gold for Vengeance, but I do have at least the Tourney Grounds for Tears. Let's do that. That's obnoxious. Who plays Brothel Madam anymore? She's been pretty much gone since first snow. Alright. He had 5 gold, he paid 2 for. Yeah, that sounds right. Alright, well that is super obnoxious. I cannot do a military challenge. So, is it worth tearsing the brothel madam? I mean, I've got another tears in hand. So if he plays Tywin or Tyrion, I'll still have that. Problem is, if I take an intrigue icon with Nymeria, I have to use Nymeria to push through the intrigue challenge because the Greenblood Trader can't do it. So let's do this. And declare the intrigue. I'm gonna Tears in March and clear his board. Alright, so that was unopposed. And claim. And unfortunately, he'll get intrigue claim back at me, but there's nothing I can do about that. Now, do I actually let him get this unopposed to put some power on his house so I can steal it back faster? I think I do. And hopefully I don't lose the Tears or the Vengeance. Alright, I take Dom, everybody stands. Next turn. Alright, I'm gonna play first so that I can have my plot go first. And then he'll get less gold that way. And then we'll draw some cards, count some money. So I got 5 gold. I want to play Arya and Bran and the Tourney Grounds, but I'm going to be just a little bit short. So instead, what's most important? I think we just go Bran and Tourney Grounds here. It's a little bit suboptimal. Then I'll have money for Vengeance and Tears. So I can live with that. Unfortunately, the one thing my deck is lacking right now is some draw. And I was kind of afraid of this. He's got a Chud for claim and a King's Road, which is basically exactly what he needed. But I will be able to Tears Tywin. He's still got 3 gold left, but only 4 cards in hand, so he doesn't have that many options. If he does play another Brothel Madam, I can pay for it. And if he's got a hand's judgment for either of my events, I do have Bran Stark. What am I doing next turn, though? None of these are great options. I wanted Wildfire to pretty much guarantee with the double resets that I would have a small board so that my events in my ward would be more impactful. Oh man, this is ridiculous. He just has every answer for what I'm doing. And exactly enough gold to pay for it. It's a little bit obnoxious. I assume he's triggering Arya here. Okay. Alright. He's apologizing for showing me the Tyrion, which he didn't have to do. So I think I just Tears Tywin here. Do military first. Wonder if he'll let this go. He's got the Claim Soak, so he's got to be thinking that he's in a pretty decent spot here. Okay, he's going to block. That's unfortunate. Really wanted to get rid of that Claim Soak. I guess since I'm doing Tears on Tywin this turn, I don't want to do Vengeance for military because then he'll just kill Tywin and it won't really have any effect, so I'll have to sit on that. So I guess I should have played Arya this turn rather than the second tourney grounds. That was a mistake. So we're going to do this for Intrigue. And I'll kneel there and pay that. And he has no money for Treachery for Bran, so even if he has the Hand's Judgment, it won't matter. Whoops. Alright, so there goes Jaime, and he is now definitely lacking in characters to get him back in this. What's the shortcut to clear this? Control N, I swear I did that. he's actually going to oppose here. And I win Dom with Bran and my gold. So yeah, I'm looking like I'm in pretty good shape here. So now what plot though? I could really use something like summons or counting coppers, but I do not have it. Could just go trading, but if he draws into Gregor or something, I really don't want to give him the ammo to play it. So maybe I just go calling here, but then I do have my own wildfire looming, so I don't really want to flood the board too much. I can just go trading while his board is small, and hopefully I draw into something worth playing, and he doesn't. If he does play a bunch of stuff, I can wildfire next turn. Alright, I should have seen that coming. That's unfortunate. And I draw jack shit. Come on. Alright. Well, that was fun. May as well go ahead and play the dupe. And Arya. I really need something to die this turn so that I can play close call next turn. I'm sitting on 8 gold. So I basically just let him back in this game. Unfortunately, his Tywin is dead though. Do I save the vengeance for Elia until next turn? I guess it depends on how many characters he plays. Because if I wildfire next turn, then it gets a little better. Potentially, we'll see how much he plays. Don't have any intrigue icons on the board right now, which is a little bit annoying because it means I have to keep taking intrigue with Nymeria, even though I don't have any tiers any longer. And all 3 of my tiers are in my discard pile, so he no longer has to worry about that. It'd be really nice if I had a sword right now, which I am running 3 of. So hopefully I can draw into one of those soon. And then start using Nymeria to strip military icons. Or, you know, drawing into Tyene would be great. Would have been fantastic this turn. And there's 3 of her in the deck as well. 1 Attainted and 1 Caliot, and then Nymeria's to take away intrigue icons. I originally had 2 Attainted, but the setups were just not good, so I had to trim down some of the non-setup cards. I'm not running Confiscation in the plot deck because I've got two Rattleshirt's Raiders, which I think are really good right now. They can't be taken by Ward because there are no attachments, and they're above the first snow threshold. So I'm going with two of them in a lot of decks, and cutting Confiscation so I have more effect plots. I've had a bit of a love-hate relationship with trading lately. Once in a while I'll just have a huge blowout first turn where I marshal like 3 big characters and my opponent just can't keep up. Alright, he's got more Claim Soak. He's got the Hound, which has been in his hand since it bounced on turn 1. And Eddard Stark. And of course he can exactly afford all that. So this is not looking so hot. I think I start with a military challenge and just see what he does. I really want him to military me back. So something can die for my close call. I also want to hit his hand. I got 3 cards. Okay, yeah, he lets it go unopposed. He's got plenty of Claim Soak, unfortunately. Do I really care if he hits me for a Intrigue or Power Challenge? Or Military or Power, rather? I don't think so. So we're gonna go Intrigue and hit his hand here. And apparently this guy isn't up to how Nymeria works. So that's fun. I guess I'll have to go to Thrones DB and link him to Nymeria's page, and hopefully he'll believe me. Alright, so once we sort that out, hold me down to just 2 cards in hand, which I like, but my hand unfortunately also sucks. Wow, I pulled 2 Jamies out of his hand. That's nice. So how do I want to do my power challenge here? Stealth Eddard, make him block with the Hound. Or just send a chump. Hound bounces, and that's all my challenges. God damn it, are you kidding me, man? Kill one of my guys, Jesus. Shit. Well, I will oppose. And I'll take Dom. Now, what the hell am I doing next turn? These plot choices just going from bad to worse. Guess I'm doing calling. Don't really want a Wildfire Brand or the Rattleshirts Raider. This is awful. Alright. That's interesting. I might be okay with that. I also want initiative, so I can do a military challenge first before he gets to attack. Okay. What the hell? That is not right. Should have 8 gold. Okay. So let's go and kneel that, kneel that. And we'll reduce by 2. And dupe. So his first snow is probably going to benefit me more than him. We'll see if he's got like Gregor or Tyrion or something. Maybe Ilyn would be a little bit annoying, because he could clear Arya. Seal on Eddard isn't a problem because I've got Rattleshirt's Raiders. So I'm not really sure what he's thinking there. Maybe he totally just missed it. He doesn't have gold for the Hound. Alright. Let's see, what's the best way to play this? I think I'll take his military icon. And push this through with rattle shirts. So this will be unopposed. I'll get rid of the seal, and then I'll do the intrigue and kill Eddard. And he should be down to no board. I guess he can have a treachery on Nymeria. Alright, so that is indeed why he did that. So now what do I want to do? I think I'll just attack anyways, make him block. Alright, we'll kill Eddard at the end of the phase and get an unopposed and claim. And then we'll do a power challenge, stealthing Eddard. This is a little bit ridiculous that I still don't have any dead characters. Because if he doesn't military, I actually want to use Vengeance and still not let him kill any of my characters. Or no, you know what? I don't want to use Vengeance because Eddard's going to die anyways. So yeah, hopefully he does a military challenge, and I guess I kill the rattle shirts. And he's not even doing a military, he's doing a power. Alright, do I consider using Vengeance here to save a power? No. Did that actually go through? There we go. Alright. My Dom, Eddard's gone, seal goes back to his hand. And I guess I'm wildfiring Arya. I really like the idea of close call in here because I do have 3 copies of Nymeria, Tyene, and Eddard. But it just hasn't paid off this game. I think I'm going to make him go first, actually. Why is this not working? Alright. I like the idea of him marshalling so I get to see what he marshals, but more importantly, if he militaries me, I can vengeance and then Tyene, and he'll still have to kill twice. Alright, and that's actually a decent draw finally. Another kill event would have been really nice though. Sword. I still haven't seen any swords. So let's see if he's actually got anything to spend all this money on. I've gotten rid of 2 Jamies. I've seen Tywin die. Could still have Gregor, but I've got Tyene. Alright, there's Gregor. But I've got dupes for both my important characters, so that doesn't really worry me too much. Alright, so I have plenty of gold. Or do I? To play all of this, I actually have to play this thing. I guess I should have kept that in my hand and then just used Arion to put the rattle shirts into play. Oh well. At this point, I think I just play him. Alright, so at this point I'll use Nymeria on Gregor. Although I am kind of okay with him winning a military challenge against me. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe it would have been better to take Arya's power icon, actually. Especially since we're getting near the end game. Yeah, in hindsight, that was probably a mistake. He does have that seal on him, though, and I do want to get rid of that seal. Power challenge, stealthing Aryan. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I haven't really given him any incentive to do a military challenge with the Hound. No, but he's going to do it anyways. Yeah, I mean, I have tons of claim soak, so this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Oh, and you know what? Because of Wildfire, Ari's in my dead pile, so next turn I can close call and I can still do this guy. do Vengeance for claim. He's actually going to kill Gregor and put the seal back in his hand. I guess that kind of makes sense. Alright, so start with military, and then the intrigue with Tyene, and this game should be pretty much over now. Alright guys, well thanks for watching this one. I will link the deck list underneath the video in the description as always, so feel free to check that out on ThronesDB and let me know what you guys think. I really enjoyed this deck. Dave Bamford took a Martell Wolf to one of the United Kingdoms regionals and won with it, and I think he said he would be discussing that and sharing his deck list on Banjo Behind the Throne this week, so look for that as well. Thanks for watching guys, subscribe if you liked it, and I'll be back probably next week with another video or two. Thanks for watching.